everyone, and welcome to Marks for Life podcast, making its return with your hosts, Jimmy and CJ. We rebranded to become all elite in all pop culture, from AEW to Marvel to video games to Netflix and so much more. You name it, we talk about it. Come join us, and welcome to the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Marks for Life podcast. We have made our return with our second episode. My name is CJ.
And I'm your other host, Jimmy.
And we're here to talk to you about part 2 of our experience at AEW Grand Slam at New York City. Talking here about Rampage. It's first and currently only 2-hour show, or 2-hour special since Rampage's inception.
Yeah, because all the other ones are back down to 1 now, I'm assuming.
Yes.
All right.
Which kind of shows how big of an event that was if they were really pushing it for 2 hours. And that, realistically, that card was stacked. If that was an episode of Dynamite, it would have been amazing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially the ending, and I think there was one other match that was like crazy good, but we'll get to that once we get to it.
Yes, we will. If you haven't already, please check us out on all of our other, check us out on our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Check us out on our... wherever you get your podcast from. Leave a review if you can. If you can't, no big deal. And let's get into it. I gotta say, like, after Dynamite, it was kind of rough.
Yeah, it didn't start off that rough. It was pretty okay. We had like a good amount of energy going into the first match of Rampage, which was Punk versus Hobbs, which... Wow,
that was great.
Punk, like, even though Punk won, it wasn't a bury, which is, I think, what we were all kind of hoping for. Like, please don't be a bury. Please don't be a bury.
Punk's been having great matches, 2 matches so far, and both of them have been with younger talent, and he's definitely doing his best to make it show that, yeah, these are the best of the best, and he's the one that has to keep up with them if he has a chance of surviving in this company.
Yeah, just, like, now Powerhouse Hobbs is, like, it's a name now that, like, everyone cares about, and I'm really happy about it because, like,
Hobbs is definitely going to be a future pillar of AEW.
Yeah, I can see him being TNT champion first before becoming a world champion in, like, the coming decade at least. But, oh, yeah, I can, like, the fact that he got put over so well in that match where it seemed, like, pretty dead set even.
Yes, definitely really good use of Hobbs, especially as like just a big muscle train, going against a veteran like CM Punk. It was definitely a great match. And, you bring up the decade, he's only 30. And that's something I really love touching upon with AEW is just the young stars that they had that are really going to be cornerstones for the future of this company.
Speaking of young, what do you think about Hook? Because he was out there with Powerhouse Hobbs when he walked out.
Hook's interesting. Hook is very interesting. I think I would definitely like to see him wrestle, but it makes me... I'm very hesitant because I'm more invested in Hook than I am with a lot of the younger talent, if only because I really enjoyed Taz's work. So hopefully, because I know Hook has, being the son of Taz and being trained by the Nightmare Factory, I really hope to see a nice blend of styles, but I really want to see his dad's influence in him.
Yeah.
While making it his own. So I'm very excited to see where Hook goes, but I'm going to be a little bit harsher of a critic of him just because I want to...
Fair enough, because, like, I feel like when we saw the match, he played the role that he was supposed to as, like, the sneaky, heel manager.
Yeah.
Or whatever you would call it, that being on the outside ring post. I guess it would be manager at this point, because he can wrestle. It's just, as of right now, he's not. And in that position, he was, like, the manager.
I would say he's kind of like the young lion, because he's not really like a manager. A manager, I would say, is like Taz. Definitely a young lion that you would see in New Japan, just learning.
Yeah, he's like one of those, oh, God, it's not young lion. What is it called in New Japan? It's
a young lion. It's young boy?
Is it young boy?
Yeah, it's a young boy.
Yeah, okay.
Because Miro was trying to do that or he did that with Chuck Taylor. So, that, again, great match. Crowd was really into CM Punk.
It was, because, so the first time I saw Punk was Tables, Ladders, and Chairs in the first Brooklyn show for WWE back in 2012, I think. That was his heel run with Heyman. And
no, that's 2000. Was that 2000? Oh, no. Oh, yeah. That's 2012. So that was with the Shield then, right?
Yeah, that was the Shield versus Team Hell No and Ryback.
Okay.
Great match, by the way.
Because I know he was at 2011's TLC with Miz and Del Rio.
Yeah, but it wasn't at Brooklyn though.
Yeah. But
But-
he didn't wrestle at Brooklyn.
No, that's the thing.
Okay.
That's the first time. So watching him wrestle for the first time was like a real special treat for me.
Definitely. He brought back the pants, which...
He
or
brought
not
back the trunks.
The trunks specifically.
Which is good because I think the pants, were... I don't know about you when I was watching that Darby Allin match, but it felt off.
It definitely
It
felt
didn't feel
weird.
like him. Like if it was fight shorts or like trunks like that were a little bit longer, like boxer brief shorts or whatever, I think that would have been fine.
I don't
But
think
like the trunks themselves though were way better. It looked like
he looked like he was wearing joggers at All Out.
yeah, it
Not
also
a huge
it
fan of
didn't
that.
look like there was like so much stuff going on. It was just like the classic Chicago print that he normally has.
Yes.
And it looked like there wasn't anything going on and it felt boring.
I think there was too much blank canvas on those pants. And Punk isn't the type to really fill it out. You know, that's not really him. Like he's not the type of wrestler to be super flashy, you know, a la like a John Morrison or a or a Jericho, where they had to fill out every single part of.
No, so when you take the Chicago printing and putting on trunks, it looks fuller.
Exactly.
Plus, you got to show off calf sometime, you know. Sometimes you got to show off calf.
It's very weird seeing Punk with gray hair.
It is weird. It
works
indicates
for
how
him.
long. It indicates how long it's been.
Yes.
Because oh my god, he looks distinguished. I think that's what it applies to.
He
and
definitely
it
looks like a veteran.
Yeah.
You know, before, and I can agree with the CM Punk distinguished look because back when he was in WWE, of course he had the rebel look and stuff, you know. This one kind of gives a different take on that anti-establishment. It's someone who's been fighting the fight for a while, and
Yeah,
now
and-
he's finally figured it out and stuff. And that's, for me, seems like a more dangerous competitor.
Yeah. Plus, like, if you're going to be facing off against new people, I think he's facing off someone new. By the time we're recording this, I don't remember who the next match is. I think it's Daniel Garcia now.
Daniel Garcia is, at the time, is
By the
going
time
to be
of
his
this recording, it's going to be already happened. So we
Yes.
won't be covering that. But
and
Like,
we're not
he's-
going to be commenting on every single AEW show. We're really saving it for large events.
and also we'll be talking about like the next show. So like at the end of this one, we'll go into what is going to be next for AEW essentially before we
We should probably talk about Homecoming, like the AEW anniversary show, because that was a huge.
yeah, we'll definitely talk about that.
We could talk about that. We could talk about that
do a
another
recording
time.
of it and we'll post it. When we
Yeah,
can.
because there was a lot of newsworthy stuff with that one.
Yeah.
That I would love to talk about.
Yeah.
But again, CM Punk, great role he's in right now. He's not necessarily looking to fight for championships. He's looking to fight to prove to himself that he could still hang.
Yeah.
You know, because he wants. You know, it's like iron sharpens iron. So I'm very excited to see where CM Punk takes this run.
Agreed.
Uh,
Okay, so then we move on to throughout the rest of the night, and at this point is when it really hits us.
Yes.
Not fully right away, because I think we got one last burst. I think with was it a 4-way or a triple? I think it was a triple threat. No,
Which match?
this was. I think the next match that we saw was the triple threat between the Super Click, Adam Cole.
Oh, six-man
and
tag.
The 6-man
I
tag.
heard triple threat.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
six-man
what?
tag. My bad.
Yes.
I'm getting the numbers confused. My apologies.
Yes, the
six-man
Super
tag.
Click.
So Super Click, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks.
Taking on Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage. I do like how Christian Cage really has been associated with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt, similar to how like Sting is associated with Darby. And granted, Sting and Darby have a much closer relationship, but Christian Cage isn't necessarily part of Jurassic Express.
No, but it's nice to see that
There's
there's an older talent who is willing to like kind of be a mentor in the same way Sting is to Darby. So
I will say the three most over wrestlers was Adam Cole, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus.
the amount of times we heard Bebe was
Throughout the whole night
Start
before
the
the
whole
show
night.
even started.
before the show, after the show, during the show. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was great. It was like it was good to see Adam Cole wrestle with his best friends again. Like Bullet Club OC kind of level.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Just a quick touch on the CM Punk match because I'm going to talk about a cool spot with this match. My favorite spot from the CM Punk Hobbs match was Hobbs's spine buster, which would have made Double A so proud, and I loved seeing that. And this one, I think my favorite sequence, like my favorite move, had to have been Jungle Boy's Hurricane Rana on one of the Jackson brothers, followed by a German on the other one.
Oh yeah, like Jungle Boy. I'm so excited for what happens with Jungle Boy. My hope is that at some point he gets a belt on him. I feel like out of all the young, like the beginning talent, I think he's the only one who hasn't gotten a real championship besides MJF, I think.
If we're going to be talking about the four pillars, because AEW has formally acknowledged the four pillars of AEW, which has been MJF, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy and MJF are the only ones that haven't gotten a belt.
Yes.
If you want to make the argument about the Diamond Dallas ring or whatever, I mean
the Diamond Ring.
the Diamond ring.
I think that ring really should be used to
That's
cash
more of
in
a-
championships. I think.
Yeah, like a Money in the Briefcase kind of situation. Maybe. I don't know. I feel
No,
like
not Money in the Bank. I think more like an option C from Impact.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like cash in the ring. You
Or
know.
this is gonna show off how
Or
niche.
King of the Ring or the King of the Ring.
Yeah, or showing off how niche of a wrestling fan I am, or the 7 medallions for the Aztec Gold.
I can agree with that one. But the 7 medallions were used for the Gift of the Gods Championship in
Yeah.
Lucha Underground. That felt more like a Money in the Bank, though. That was kind of a cash in.
Yeah, but there was a storyline that went around it, and I think that's what specifically made Lucha Underground unique and cool. That I don't think any other wrestling company could ever replicate effectively. But regardless, yeah, to use it in like some sort of way where you can cash it in and get like a title match.
Yeah.
More like an option C. Yeah, I think I agree with you on option C because it's like you're not like handing in your belt and then like a guaranteed contract for the world title or whatever.
Or like something else. I'm thinking of the G1. So like you defend it. Maybe you must defend it like every set. You know, you can defend it like a title because it's like a guaranteed title shot, and then you use it at, let's say, Double or Nothing. And once Double or Nothing comes around, you use that as a title shot, which I think would be very interesting. And similar to how they used the Casino Ladder match, which I thoroughly enjoy, the Casino Battle Royals. I love those.
Yeah, the casino, like if you're gonna compare it to like the Casino Battle Royals, they're more unique than I think a lot of other companies. Like there really isn't anything that comes close to its uniqueness. I think Lucha Underground, again, I came comparing it to Lucha Underground because Lucha Underground had many unique things that people keep emulating.
Yeah.
And the way that they did their battle royals were kind of similar, where they'd have like 5 people already doing it, 5 people come in later,
Yes.
and then it's just until the end of the match or whatever. And then it's also pinfall and submission and everything. It's not, over the top rope or whatever.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, you could see that for.
Wait, are we talking about the Diamond Battle Royal?
Yeah, we're talking about the ring and how it could be implemented similarly to.
Well, the Diamond Battle Royal is interesting because it's elimination till final 2, and then there's a match the following week to like a singles match for the ring. So there's already unique circumstances with it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's just a matter of is there going to be another one? I think there's only been one. No,
2.
Oh, there's been 2.
Yes, MJF has won both times. MJF beat Orange Cassidy for it last year.
Yeah,
which
sorry,
it would have been good if Orange Cassidy had it just because that orange punch with the ring. But it is what it is.
All right. So wait, so then there is no option C implementation for the ring then?
Just
so I can confirm. Okay.
No.
All right. Yeah, then they should do that. I don't know why. I guess because technically it would be like taking like the idea, but I guess they really don't. Would there be like a conflict of interest with like Impact for taking that idea? Would they own the IP for that?
Well, they don't have to call it option C.
True, they don't need to call it option C, but if it's plagiarism and there's a specific IP thing that Impact owns, I don't know if they can use it in the same way.
No, I think you'll be fine. Especially if you can even say like, oh, this is the a championship, the championship proposal. You can just call it
Championship proposal.
Yeah,
that's good. I like that.
But again, they could probably market something better. But I think Jungle Boy is getting ready to be groomed. I don't know when they're going to be introducing a trios championships, but I definitely think stunt
Yeah,
Luchasaurus
the
and
full
Jungle.
Jurassic Express, the
Yes.
Super Click, and then
You have them.
I mean,
Dark
who else?
Order has
Dark
already
Order.
2 separate trios. Dark Order, the Pinnacle, Inner Circle.
Is Inner Circle still a thing?
Inner Circle is still loosely affiliated as of again the Homecoming show. They still, they never broke up. They're off doing their own thing, but they could still be connected together, similar to the Pinnacle, which I kind of like. Those are definitely groups that can do that. But yes, I think Inner Circle, Pinnacle, Death Triangle is another trios.
The tag team champions and Pac.
Yes. Team Taz is another example.
Team Taz could be too.
I think that would be a solid trios division.
Yeah, I feel like they would be the only ones that would uniquely be qualified to really do it. Because
Yes.
let's be real, WWE just likes putting the matches together, but they don't even have the patience to do a tag team division, really. So
Exactly. It's very different emphases on the divisions, but I'm very excited to see this feud because this feud has had so many legs and iterations, and it never feels like the same exact match. It doesn't feel like carbon copies. We've seen Jungle Boy versus Adam Cole. We've seen the Super Click taking on Jurassic Express and Christian. We've seen, again, at time of recording because we have gone back and to continue this experience. We've seen the Super Click with Kenny Omega added as an addition with Bryan Danielson, Christian Cage, and Jurassic Express. We've seen Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus take on the Young Bucks. Jungle Boy take on Kenny Omega. Like, they're going through the Elite, and this has been like the craziest story coming out of Double or Nothing. This has been Jungle Boy's consistently been involved around or in the main event picture. So if it's not, I think he's been in around the main event scene as long as I'd say Sammy Guevara.
agreed.
If not longer.
No, I definitely agree. My hope is that like he gets a belt soon, whether that's a tag team one or singles one, because that he is so fucking good.
He is, and he's only 24, so we have plenty of time with them.
And also putting him in matches with like Adam Cole, who's like literally gone through the ropes for every other company, including WWE, is like the perfect way of like really getting the best out of him. And
Yes.
like I'm like probably some of the best matches I've seen.
Definitely
It's solely with Adam Cole and Jungle Boy put together, whether that's through a tag one or them solely. So
Also, I'd say Adam Cole's doing some of his best heel work too. Like I feel like he didn't have that edge in WWE. I don't know if
the edge. Who knows what could have happened if he had stayed, and if the revamp for NXT was what Triple H would have wanted instead of Pat Patterson and Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, due to circumstances that were above Triple
Yes.
H's control, we got what we got.
Yes.
It would have been interesting because we literally saw a lot of the blueprint of a lot of really good creative that Triple H had.
Yes.
And like out of Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era and a lot of the NXT babies that came out like between 2014 to 2017 roughly. Like some of the best
Yes.
between like those 3 years was definitely all Triple H.
Yeah.
For
No,
me-
I can agree with that one.
So, yeah, it would have been interesting to see, like, if Triple H didn't, have that serious, surgery that he had a couple weeks back. If he was still left in charge of NXT, or if he had a little bit more creative pull within, the main roster, and seen where Adam Cole could have gone, and it would have been to everyone's liking, including Adam Cole. It would have been interesting.
I will say though, main roster, I don't feel like Adam Cole. Granted, Adam Cole would have succeeded, but he would have felt different.
Yeah, I think it's because of the prejudice of the big guys need to be at the top no matter what for the WWE main roster. And NXT is the only place where like you could see someone like an Adam Cole, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke being at the top, and it's totally fine.
I do see Adam Cole fits well with AEW, if maybe because of the smaller guy mentality or wrestler mentality.
Or the fact that his best friends are running the company. I mean, there's that too.
Well, granted, the EVPs have been seemingly losing power if some reports are to believe. But even so, like I feel like Adam Cole fits more because he may be a great wrestler, but he loves to cheat and taunt. You know,
Yeah,
like it feels so different.
Yeah,
He
like
feels so much slimier. In
if
AEW.
it does feel like we're seeing like what could have been if Adam Cole never went to WWE. Like
yes,
if they had continued the Bullet Club stuff from Ring of Honor before he was like quote unquote dead.
mm-hmm.
So yeah. Oh God, I don't even remember. At
Next-
this point, we really don't know because we were completely out,
what?
like out of sync after the Adam Cole, like after the 6-man tag. After
Oh, what the next match was?
yeah. I mean,
Next match was Men of the Year taking on Jericho and Hager.
yeah, but we were checked out though, like emotionally.
I think
we were checked.
a lot of people were for the Judas theme song for Chris Jericho.
Yeah, but like everyone was like waiting for that. But then after that, it felt like a lot of people checked out, including at least for me. At least I checked out.
It wasn't. I'd say it's probably one of the weaker matches on the card because also it felt out of left field.
Yeah, the team.
But granted, now that I see where it went, I'm more interested in it because now it seems like at the time, again, this time, Sammy Guevara is the TNT champion, and Scorpio Sky, it looks like to be the next challenger. But then you have Scorpio Sky, Sammy Guevara, Fuego del Sol, and then you also see Hager and Jericho, like they're also involved with the Men of the Year as well. So it looks like it's definitely interesting to see where it's going. This definitely felt like a beginning match, but I think there was a huge pop with Jorge, not Jorge de Santos. It's Jorge de.
Yeah, you're thinking of Junior Dos Santos. Junior Dos Santos is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I love Junior Dos Santos.
It was Jorge de Visalvo.
I think so. I didn't fully understand what is a team. What I don't.
Americans Top Talent.
America's Top Talent. Yeah, I still don't understand why they're fully there. I mean, if they wanna, I'm assuming it's because they're trying to integrate and move over to wrestling. All those ex-MMA fighters. I'm assuming. I fully don't know. I fully don't understand. But I mean, it was cool seeing Junior Dos Santos. Don't get me wrong. I think he's vastly underrated.
I think. Oh yeah. In Orlando in a couple weeks, it's gonna be I think Jericho, Hager, and Guevara taking on Men of the Year and Junior Dos Santos.
Oh my God.
So like I like where it is heading. I do know Archer was supposed to feud, and that just never fucking happened. But all in all, it was a solid match. I feel like it definitely could have been bumped to like the following week.
Yeah, it definitely it felt out of, well, maybe not out of place, just because of like technically, if we're going by how everything was recorded, watching it like seamlessly through that entire night live compared to it's just gonna show up on Friday night.
Yes,
like that's probably fine, and it probably came off different on television, but like watching it live, I felt like was like almost a chore. And I hate saying that because like I really enjoyed the Judas energy because that was probably the best part of the whole.
Well, I'm also not the biggest Jericho fan too. You know, like granted, I definitely appreciate Jericho and everything he's done, but when I'm watching AEW, I'm watching for Sammy Guevara, I'm watching for Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I'm watching for Bryan Danielson and CM Punk, of course, but Hobbs I want to see. I love seeing all these different guys coming and stuff. And granted, Jericho's good, but I think Jericho's.
Yeah, it felt like he was gonna be on his like last legs of like being an active part of like the show every single night in a wrestling capacity at least.
Yes.
And I thought that's where they were going for the MJF thing, but they didn't do that, and I didn't know why.
I think that would have been better for everybody.
Yeah, and I'm not like saying we gotta end Chris Jericho's career. It's like no, we're highlighting and putting up probably one of the greatest heels in wrestling history by doing that.
I think
you know, like if that leads to Jericho being more of a behind the scenes producer, like and like maybe wrestling every other kind of thing, like what Paul Wright does, or like being a backstage producer or a commentator, like what Mark Henry does, I don't think that's a bad thing. I would still like to see Jericho be a part of this enterprise, but like I don't know, like watching him wrestle is not as entertaining as it used to be. I like the gimmicks that he brings up. He's
Yes.
very entertaining in that and very good. And I'm not hating on that. I am, however, questioning how much longer can he really go.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be curious to see where he goes from here. I would honestly like to see a TNT title match between Guevara versus Jericho.
Yeah, and
I think
let that be like a real passing of torch, like a
Yes.
like Michaels and Ric Flair kind of match kind of thing. That would be cool.
I think so. Next match on the card, we had the 8-man tag match. We had Lucha Brothers and Santana and Ortiz taking on, I believe it was Butcher. No, it wasn't
It was
Butcher.
the Hardy family.
It was Private Party and Butcher and Blade. Yes.
Yeah, and it was the Hardy family
Office
or
HFO.
something. Oh my God! Like, so something that brought my energy back up was this fucking
Lucha Brothers were insane and just the shit they did, man.
Yeah, and Santana Ortiz, they were fucking in the makeup of like the home baseball team sports, literally in the
Jericho
backyard.
and Hager lost, by the way, because we didn't say who won.
God.
And Superclick also won, which Superclick fucking tombstoning off the fucking ramps
Yeah, dude.
and just chucking people, great matches all around. Yeah, Men of the Year won, which Scorpio Sky has a 2-0 tag team record against Chris Jericho, which is interesting.
Is that like currently, like, is that overall, like ever since the inception?
Overall, 2-0.
Oh, interesting.
He was the first man to pin Chris Jericho in AEW.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back now.
But Lucha Brothers, Proud and Powerful, excellent tag teams. I love them.
That was a crazy ass match. They, like, oh God, I can't get enough of like those four specifically. The Lucha Bros and Santana Ortiz are crazy. Are they still called Proud and Powerful? By the way,
just Santana Ortiz.
it's just Santana Ortiz. They dropped the name good.
Yeah.
But man, oh my God, they were fucking nuts.
They were nuts.
They were absolutely nuts.
Butcher and Blade terrified the fuck out of me.
Oh God.
Those are just some big men.
Yeah, like I remember when they first debuted, and the gimmicks were a little bit silly, but
Yes.
But watching it live though is crazy. And then Private Party just doing Private
Heard
Party
the scream. That was the selling point. Heard the scream. Thank you, Isaiah Cassidy, right? Or no, it's Mark Quinn. Which one's the one with the shorter hair?
I think that's Mark Quinn.
That's Mark Quinn, right?
Yeah, Isaiah Cassidy is the one with the bigger one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna say Max Caster, and I'm like, no, that's not Private Party.
No.
That's the Acclaimed. That's different.
Yeah. We did get to see Orange Cassidy come out, which
Orange Cassidy and the Dark Order, I think they came out together.
Oh, it was Isaiah Cassidy. I was right.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. No, but yeah, it was very great to see him come out and just punch who was it? Jack Evans?
Yeah, I think it was Jack Evans.
Oh, that
he
was
came
good.
out because I think he was also a part of it, but Angelico wasn't with him at the time.
Yes. Which was great. And then no, Dark Order didn't come out for this match.
Was that the
that was the next match?
Next segment. Okay.
Yes.
Because Orange Cassidy came out again later, right?
Yes. Proud and Powerful though, and Lucha Brothers defeated the HFO.
Great
I'm
match.
very excited to see when Lucha Brothers take on Santana and Ortiz. I'm expecting that for Revolution or Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
I think that'd be very good.
Yeah, I think they would put on a banger of a match.
Oh,
easily 5-star. Easily 5-star.
Easy. Next match we had Anna Jay taking on Penelope Ford, which that was something I was personally excited for just because I'm a huge fan of Anna Jay, and I'm very excited to see where she goes. Unfortunately, they got a really bad slot. I was exhausted. But
yeah, at that point, I think everybody was, we love you, but, like, let's wrap the show up at this point. And I think that's what everyone was kind of feeling. It kind of sucked.
Yeah, but definitely an exciting prospect. Penelope Ford is just getting better every time she wrestles. And Anna Jay has only had, I think, 16, 17 official matches. She's only been training since 2020. And look where she's at now. She's amazing.
Yeah.
and she was actually tearing up Penelope Ford, was about to win with the Queen Slayer, and then the bunny comes out and just distracts, makes the match longer. She's about to win again, and then I think the bunny does another distraction, and then Penelope Ford pulls out brass knucks, which you don't see women use brass knucks often.
Or any weapons, to be honest.
They
usually do like the hair pull, or they do the
No, they do like kendo stick or chairs.
When's the last time you saw a women's wrestler use chairs? Out of curiosity, like I'm not calling you out. That's Bailey
Sasha, which is 2019.
I mean, so 2 years ago.
Well, you also see Hikaru Shida use a kendo stick every other match.
Yeah, okay.
A couple weeks
ago. I understand my point.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, you saw Jade Cargill on an episode of Rampage. Jade Cargill, Thunder Rosa, and Nia Jax all use chairs on each other as well as tables. And need I remind you, we watched a match 2018, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair in the last woman standing match.
Mm-hmm. I rescind my point.
Oh, and then Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker in a lights out match.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't really see any hair pulling in that.
No.
A lot of blood. Want me to continue?
Yeah, you can stop now.
Okay.
We gotta...
hair pulling. Wow. Progressive my ass.
Yes, that's right. I'm not a progressive when it comes to this. Absolutely.
But I will say though, the brass knucks was new. That's something I haven't seen.
I think the sneaky way that it's being used, like the way that's supposed to be used, I guess.
Yeah, they're definitely an homage to Regal. But Penelope and her husband, the Blade, have been using the brass knucks a lot. I'm like, good. Brass knucks are easy to use. Use more brass knucks. So I was very happy to see that. Of course, Ty Conti comes out after a 2-on-1 beatdown. They're fighting.
Then I guess the Dark Order tries to break him up, but they got confronted with
the Hardy Foundation.
I think it was partially the Hardy front office, and then another team or something. Because it was like
Statlander came out with Orange Cassidy, and then also Dark Order. But this was also a huge moment because you saw that Dark Order was divided into two factions. You know, you had Reynolds, Silver, 10, and Allen Angels, and then you had Cabana, Uno, and Stu. And Reynolds' faction was trying to
unite, and you have Evil Uno kind of
shaking it off.
Yeah, because I guess the story is that he's still shaken up about.
Hangman.
Yeah.
Like that was such a huge rift because Reynolds' side wanted to help Hangman regardless of Hangman's wishes, and Uno was trying to be a good friend of respect. Is like, he'll come to us when he's ready, which is both. I love that type of thing because that's such a way of describing like a situation like that. It's like, okay, yeah, you know you want to help him and you know you need help. And sometimes they may not be asking for it, but they do need the help. And other times they're like, we have to respect their wishes. They will come to us. It will be okay. So it's definitely different.
Yeah, and just like it feels weird seeing like a leaderless Dark Order.
I'm okay with it, to be honest.
I'm okay with it for like the story purposes, but like you really feel the emotion of like, there's like a group that wants everyone to be together, and then you have Evil Uno, and then whoever is really following him kind of shunting off, and then you have Cabana who's like actually torn, and you see that, and it's
but you
really
also see that
sad.
with Stu, because Stu's like, come on, let's come back, let's go back, and it's just Uno.
Yeah, and then I guess do we talk about the Rochester show?
If you'd want to, yeah.
So we could talk. So the Rochester show, and that was like the I guess appreciation show for Brody.
Yes, because that was supposed to be when he debuted.
Yeah, and I think, and then we had -1 come out for the first time since
his birthday.
Yeah, and he really like tore it into Uno, and I really appreciated that.
No, it wasn't just him. It was Amanda Huber, Brody's wife, which seeing her come out made me automatically, I was thinking, oh my God, it's the Godfather's wife. You don't fuck with the Godfather's wife. Like I was so terrified between that and then -1 coming out, just chucking papers at everybody.
Yeah, I know that was so.
I was like,
I was
oh
dying.
my
I was
God.
like, oh my.
He actually showed up at an independent show I think last week.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. That photo of on Twitter or something like that. It was so. It's so cool that like he's still playing up the role. His dad would be so proud.
I can't wait to see Brody Lee Jr. take on King Maxwell
Oh yeah.
in
Oh
a
my
mixed
God.
tag against what was it Birdie Danielson
Yeah.
and what's Sky Monroe Sky Mizan.
Yeah. It's Monroe Sky. Yeah. Oh God.
Yes, with
Booking wrestling shows like 20 years into the future here, buddy. Good job. I
Listen,
appreciate it.
there's like Anna Jay's only like 22. You know, they're all young, dude. They're all young. They're all starting young, which is, you know what? That's fine. Let them do this because this is an excellent time for wrestling. Final match on the card was that Lights Out match, which
That Lights Out, I think, was a real good.
I love that way they
was
do
like-
that.
Yeah, it was a real feel good. Well, I mean, the match was incredibly violent and it was super good. But like
Yes,
the
it
end
was.
moment was like such a feel good, like, and Eddie Kingston like kind of doing a homecoming.
So
of
first
his
off,
own.
everyone was fucking hyped for Suzuki's song, which is now infamously referred to as the Suzuki incident, where his theme song was cut off right before everyone could yell out "Kaze ni Nare," which is the name of his song and the chorus and like the big thing. They do that a lot in Japan. So we got this thing that and everyone was super hyped, and then you hear Wild Things come on, and everyone's super hyped for Mox and Kingston, fighting all over the crowd. They fucking tape. Well, first off, there was a chop off between Eddie and Suzuki, which fucking terrifying seeing Suzuki. No one has scared me like Suzuki since seeing Brock Lesnar live.
Yeah. So this is kind of the brilliance of New Japan. So like.
Oh yeah, so this is
A
the
lot of
Lights
the-
Out Mox Kingston take on Suzuki and Archer.
Yeah, so this is kind of the brilliance of New Japan wrestlers specifically, and what we were kind of hoping Nakamura was going to be like when he like really came in
Yes.
to WWE, and that never happened because it's obviously WWE. But the fact that we got to see Minoru Suzuki just go balls to the wall because his debut match though was like fun, it didn't really hit the way it was supposed to, like it did
Yes.
for that Lights Out thing. It was so good.
So good.
And then
You also got to see like it was also smart. Suzuki would tape up Mox so this way he wouldn't fucking.
or was
like,
that Archer?
both of them?
Yeah.
They were taping him up,
Yeah, they were
going to
like those two
town on
knew how to
Eddie.
like separate Mox and Kingston before like they could really set off.
Crowd
like,
was hot for Eddie. Eddie was about to get black. Was it the black end?
I believe so.
Or
yeah.
is it right? No, it's not black end. It's shoot, what's the name of his finisher? What's Archer's finisher? It's Archer.
Do I even have my phone on me?
I don't
think
know.
I can. Look it up.
Lance Archer's finisher name is the Blackout. That's what it
Blackout.
was. Which he was about to do that on the two edges of chairs back to back. Which I'm like, oh, that's gonna kill him. You fucking here. Here, I'll give you this one. 'cause
If fucking Homicide comes out, just oh god, it felt so good to hear Homicide come out in
Yeah.
fucking New York. Oh my god, I'm such a huge Homicide fan. I was so happy. I was like, fuck yeah, this just got crazy good.
Homicide, man.
Homicide in 2021 in New York. Never thought that would happen in my life.
Which-
so fucking happy.
And the thing is, it makes sense, context of the story, because one, he's Eddie Kingston's best friend and mentor, and two, he had an upcoming match with Suzuki. I think it was like a couple of days later or like something like that. So it's just like he's fucking ready. Like comes out, frees Mox, and they all just start going to town on everybody. Just
yeah, plus it's like Impact Wrestling TNA icon, and you've like helping out a fellow Impact wrestler with Eddie Kingston. Like it's just It was honestly, watching Homicide really picked up my spirit afterwards because holy shit. Seeing Homicide live for the first time, because I'd never seen Homicide live before. So I was like, that's a personal treat for me. I wasn't expecting that.
I definitely enjoyed seeing Eddie go to town on Archer, just putting him in the garbage can and just going to town with the kendo stick, just like bam, 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 bam. I think the end of the match was I believe, so pretty much Mox and Kingston won.
Yes.
But the best part about it, in the aftermath, was Suzuki constantly trying to get back in the ring to fight, and Moxley and him are just fighting on the apron, just saying, go away, stop, and he keeps saying no, and he just keeps going to fight. Oh, so good. And then the Eddie Kingston promo was...
Yeah, it really touched a lot of people. It was really good.
It was, especially because he's talking about, like, because he mentioned that, like, it felt like a homecoming, and it's not like they weren't taking over. It was reclaiming what was theirs. And you look at the people that were on that card at the time. John Silver and Alex Reynolds, MJF, Team Taz. You had Homicide, Eddie Kingston. You had so many people from New York.
Yeah, and they were on a show that was, producing and showing pro wrestling, and it's, WWE usually has like that spot, usually all to itself, and it felt nice for once. I mean, sure,
Proud
you
and
can watch like
powerful,
you can watch like smaller indie shows with all these guys, or you could have been one of the very few lucky people to have watched the very first Ring of Honor.
Yes.
Madison Square Garden, or did they ever do the New Japan Madison Square Garden show? I don't think they
did.
Oh, they did. Or
They
you
did
could
it
have
in
been
2019.
I'm making sure because I don't remember. My brain's a little soft on this one. But like you could have been one of those people, and like that's great. But like watching like an authentic competitor of the WWE and watching pro wrestling being called pro wrestling, watching some of the best performers for that show, and then walking out of it with like out of breath, sore throat, delirious from the heat, and
Pounding headaches. Oh.
Annoying kids with signs in a non-TV spotted site, which still bothers me, but it was a great show, and
Excellent.
It was excellent. And with that being said, I can't wait for the next one that's going to be in December, because that's going to be my birthday, and that's going to be in Long Island.
Fucking crazy. I can't wait for that one.
It's going to be so good. I can't wait. All right. I guess that's it.
Check us out next week, everybody. Take care.